Welcome to learningviolin.com. I'm Ima, and in this lesson you will learn how to play the open strings with the bow. You will hear me talk about the open strings quite a bit, and when I do, I'm only referring to playing the strings without putting any left-hand fingers on the strings. Put the violin onto your shoulder and make sure that you're holding the bow correctly with the thumb and the pinky bent. We're going to put the bow onto the D string about a quarter length from the frog. As you can see, I have put a rubber band on the stick of the bow about a quarter length from the frog that will show me where I'm going to start. And I have put another rubber band on the stick about a quarter length from the tip that will show me where I'm going to stop moving the bow. Just to make sure that you're holding the bow correctly, let's do a few bow lifts. If you saw my bow grip video, you should be familiar with balancing the bow between the thumb and the pinky. Feel how you can rest your hand and keep it relaxed when the bow is sitting on the string. And when you lift the bow off the string, you should feel a lot of weight on your pinky because the pinky keeps the bow from tipping over. Let's lift the bow 10 times this way and make sure that whenever it's off the string, you keep your pinky really firm and strong, and when it's on the string, you let go and keep your hand relaxed. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's put the other fingers on the bow and do another 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It should feel a little bit more stable when you have the rest of the fingers on the bow. With the bow sitting on the D string, let's move it towards the tip, the direction we call down bow. The bow has to stay straight all the way from the frog and to the tip, and it has to sit in the middle between the bridge and the end of the fingerboard. I'm going to start at this rubber band at about a quarter length from the frog, and I'm going to try to go as straight as possible. It's good to do this in front of a mirror. I'm stopping at the other rubber band about a quarter length from the tip. Now let's repeat this, going the other direction, the direction that we call up bow. Again, make sure that your bow is going straight. Make sure that you're not holding your bow tight, because the weight of the bow is really sitting on the string now, and you shouldn't be holding it tight. You're really just directing the bow, not holding it. Let's now try to do 4 bow strokes in a row. Put the bow on the D string, and we will count 1, 2, 3, 4. Check your bow grip and make sure that your fingers are loose and that you're not holding tight. Let's do this one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check your bow grip again. And now we can try the other strings. Let's go to the G string. And for that we need to raise the right elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the A string, we need to lower the elbow again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And for the E string, the elbow needs to come even lower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue practicing this for a couple of days until you feel like you have a beautiful squeak-free sound. It's good to count to 4 and then take a little rest to check your bow grip. 1, 2, 3, 4. And take a rest. Check your bow grip and make sure that the bow is sitting completely on the string and that your fingers are relaxed. If you're not sounding good, for example, you hear scratches and squeaks in your sound or nothing comes out at all, you might have to consider the following. Make sure there is rosin on the bow hair. With no rosin on the hair, the violin won't make any sound at all. If the bow is brand new and has never been used before, you need to swipe the rosin through several times. After that, it's enough to put rosin on once a week. Just wipe the rosin through the bow from frog to tip about 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If your sound is squeaky, it is possible that your bow is moving sideways. To make sure that the bow moves in a straight line, you cannot move the upper right arm back while the bow is moving. You will see how the bow will move over to the fingerboard if I move my arm back like that. And it doesn't sound very good either. But if I keep my upper arm and my elbow steady, my bow will move in a straight line. If you want to be sure that your bow is moving straight, you can practice this in front of a mirror and try to figure out what you have to do for the bow to go straight. Also, figure out what it feels like when the bow is going straight, so that you can do it by feel when you're not playing in front of the mirror. This will take some time, so be patient because this work will really pay off. About 90% of the time, when a student is sounding squeaky or scratchy, it is because the bow is moving sideways and not in a straight line. I recommend that you use about 10 minutes of your practice time to warm up for a straight bow. Remember the bow grip. Make sure that you're not holding the bow, that you're only directing it. And make sure that the weight of the bow is sitting on the string. Finally, it is important that your posture stays good throughout. Make sure that your left hand wrist stays straight and that the neck of the violin is sitting on the bottom of the index finger. In the next lesson, you will learn about quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes, keeping a steady beat and playing in different parts of the bow. I will see you then.